Ready? 1, 2, 3. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Soul Touch of the Poet here. King and I Life podcast. It's been a minute since we've been on the waves, but you know what it is. It's a lot going on out here in this, I would say crazy world, because it's a lot going on in this crazy world, but I want to say it's a lot going on in this crazy country. I don't even know where to start, but I know what I'm going to stick to. Let's talk about this Alligator Alcatraz thing that they got going on down in Florida. They said it was a piece of land that was already developed or whatever the case may be. And they want to put I'm not going to say they put a detention camp for immigrants that they want to get out of the country there. Now, this whole immigration thing is just way off the charts for me. Way off the charts. And I'm going to back up a little bit and say, for anyone who is okay with this, like anyone who doesn't see anything wrong with this at all, I question your humanity. I question your respect for dignity. I question your respect of the law. I question your I don't know, as a citizen of this country, I question your dedication to this country, the Constitution, and all of that. Now, there are a lot of people out here who just don't care either way. There are a lot of people out here who are just going on with the go on, which I don't agree with at all. I mean, when you look at what's going on in this country throughout its history, don't you see a pattern here? Do you not see a pattern here? You know, it's not the same as when they first came over and conquered this land. It may not be the same as that. However, there are too many similarities or too many things that make you say, what are we doing? Why are we okay with this? Now, there's a large percentage of Americans who will say, now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. It shouldn't be anyone's turn. No one should be experiencing this madness, because that's exactly what it is. It's mad. It's straight madness. And again, for the life of me, I don't understand why this is okay. I don't understand why there is no real pushback on this. They said they were going to get rid of the worst of the worst, the drug dealers, the rapists, the murderers, the this, the that, the blah, 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 all of that. That's what they said they were going to do. But that's not what they're doing. When you are slamming pregnant women up against walls, when you are 3 and 4 big buff dude deep and you're beating up an old man, when you are running around masked up talking about for your safety, help me understand. Y'all are not doing the same for any other person out here. Safety, you're not doing it. but you're not identifiable to anyone. And what has happened recently? People have been saying, hey, I'm going to get me a mask. I'm going to get me a vest. I'm going to get me this. I'm going to get me that. And I'm going to pretend like I'm ICE and I'm going to kidnap, rape, and rob people. Where's the outrage? Where is the outrage? Please tell me where the outrage is. Tell me where this is funny. Tell me where this is okay. Because there's nothing okay about it to me. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And I don't understand why people are okay with it. Now, let's get back to what I was about to talk about. This Alligator Alcatraz. So it's bad enough that you already treating these humans badly. Especially the ones who came here, had visas or whatever the case may be. Even if they didn't have a visa, even if they came into the country illegally, you're treating these people less than. It kind of sounds familiar to me. Isn't that what they did to the natives when they came and took over this land? Isn't that what they did to the Africans when they brought them over here as slaves? Isn't that the same thing that they did when they brought the lower class white Europeans over here to be indentured servants or whatever you want to call them back in the day? Those with power are doing whatever they want to do, and we're okay with it. But I just watched on the news, they showed videos and photos of this Alligator Alcatraz, and it's horrible. It's inhumane. It looks like a dog kennel. That's what it looks like. It looks like a kennel that you put animals in at the zoo when you're taking them out of their little area, the display area. And you got them in these tents that don't seem to look like they have adequate air conditioning. The Everglades is hot. It's hot out there. But again, I'm not understanding this. But y'all were talking about saving money and all this nonsense, but you're spending money on that. How many more facilities do y'all need? That's what I want to know. How many more facilities do y'all need? Do y'all really need that many facilities? Especially like that? I mean, if you're going to house them, we have plenty of military bases out there that y'all not using. Fix them up. Use those. You know? But at the end of the day, treat these people humanely. This is the problem that I have with it. And everybody's okay. Well, not everybody, because there's more outrage, about this. But again, if you're going to get the worst of the worst, get them, have their due process, and be done with it. But no, you want to snatch people off the streets. You want to snatch them out of court buildings where they're doing what they're supposed to do. Help me understand this. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and you're snatching them up. You're making them disappear. Then you're sending them off to foreign countries. Then you want to send them off to other countries that they're not even from. I just saw a news story. I saw it like maybe last week, but I saw it again today, where this guy, I think he's from Sudan, and he was working as a correctional officer. He was working as a correctional officer. He was doing the right thing. And for whatever reason, I guess his visa was expired or whatever, so they snatched him up and put him in a detention center. Like, come on, what are you doing? That's the worst of the worst. He's working in a correctional facility, and you snatching him up? Like, come on. But again, why are y'all okay with this? I think one of the worst things that that not no, I can't even say one of the worst things because there's several things. Republicans have flew down to El Salvador for photo ops and video ops of the prison and the people that have been wrongly shipped out of there. And I know there's a lot of y'all out there that say, oh, that's what they get, this, that. But no, that's not what they get. That is not what they get. They deserve due process. They deserve a little common decency. You know, if these people actually did something wrong, I completely understand sending them back to the country that they are from. If they are, you know, here illegally, they've committed crimes that make them candidates for deportation. I totally agree with that. But again, have a little decency with that. A lot of decency with that. Yeah, it's just mind blowing to me that they are moving like this. And the outrage is growing because it's like y'all snatching up this person who's been a part of this community who's done nothing wrong. Like, what are you doing? This is the outrage from the people who support this administration. And they're like, yo, that's my neighbor. This person is good. They've been good to us. They're like family, this, that, and the other. It's just sad. But what's more sad is people who are sitting back silent and okay with this. Another thing that's sad, let's see, they had, and I know I'm veering off topic from Alligator Alcatraz, but, they had protests and people are complaining about people protesting. Help me understand. Like, why are you having an issue with people protesting? It's their right as citizens in this country. It's the right of anyone in this country to protest about something that they don't like. Now, again, as we all agree, that doesn't mean go looting stores. It doesn't mean go burning cars. It doesn't mean damaging property. It doesn't mean doing anything reckless or illegal. That's not what that means. But you have the right to voice your opinion, and you have these certain individuals out here who feel like that's wrong to do because it's this person in office, which is crazy to me. And these are the same people who have criticized previous administrations. But let's take a look at what this administration is doing. Are the things that they are doing, are they really, really helping you? Are they really helping you? Where's this selective rage coming from? How did that fester up in your body? How did that fester up in your soul? Like, where did that come from? That's what's like strange to me overall, is that y'all have this selective rage that wasn't there before. Or maybe it was there before and you just been pretending the whole time. And if that's the case, that you've been pretending the whole time, that's even scarier, because it's like, it depending on what your skin color is, what your political beliefs are, what your religious beliefs are, what state, city, county, town you live in, what country you originally come from. All this factors in to say, am I safe to go outside my door? For any of us. But let's get back to the Alligator Alcatraz thing. The Republicans are now pushing merchandise with Alligator Alcatraz. That kind of like puts me in the mindset of after slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and all of that. It puts me in the mindset of all of that, because that's what they did to blacks, Is that what we're going back to? Is that what we are as a country? Because if that's what we are as a country, that is very sad. But I need to understand why it's okay for the Republican Party to have Alligator Alcatraz shirts, beer, the things that you put your beer cans and bottles in to keep them cool, tote bags, and whatever else they are selling with Alligator Alcatraz on it. I need to understand this because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. But here's the crazy part. I think this is another crazy part about it. The same people who are anti-immigrant, right? And I'm going to say anti-immigrant to cover all immigrants, whether they came here legally or not. You're chanting anti-immigrant, get them out of here, send them home, this, that, and the other, but you'll go and eat their food at their restaurants, whether it's authentic or some franchise, Americanized franchise, or even a themed restaurant that is Latin American or Caribbean, or even Asian, or even African. Y'all will dine on these cuisines while you're screaming, get out. And while I'm on that, how is it that you go to an establishment, a Mexican restaurant or wherever the case may be, and you have the audacity to spit on these people, write nasty whatever on receipts, derogatory stuff? Why is that okay, but you're eating in their places? Why is that okay? Tell me why that's okay, please. Please tell me why that's okay, because that makes no sense to me either. I don't get it. I just totally don't get it. It's totally mind-blowing to me that y'all are comfortable behaving like this. But then again, what should you expect from the people? But yeah, this whole Alligator Alcatraz is blowing my mind. Like, I did want to come on here and do the top. I wanted to do top 5 news stories of recent or of today, but the Alligator Alcatraz thing just took me for a loop, because all I can think about is plantations, internment camps, and things of that nature, whether they were publicly known or privately hidden. And then this joker's trying to use this administration, I'm not going to say that joker, this administration is trying to use the Alien Enemies Act. And they keep saying, oh, we're being invaded and ran over by this, that, and the other. It's like, wait a minute. Who are we at war with? That's what I need to know. Who are we at war with for you don't want to use the Alien Enemies Act? I mean, we were at war with Japan when they was using that and throwing the Japanese people in internment camps because they feared or thought or assumed that, hey, they may be communicating with Japan about this, that, and the other, and they're here, understood during that time. But I think the way technology is set up and our systems are set up, that I don't think that's necessary. It might be me, but I really don't think that's necessary. I just don't. For the life of me, I just can't rock with that. I can't. And I don't, as an American, we all have our prejudices, and I don't mean strictly on racial lines. I'm not sticking to that. We have our prejudices about everything that we deal with in life. It could be food, it could be the weather, it could be the state you live in, it could be, the price of something, it could be a brand of something. We all have our prejudices, but at some point, people need to act like adults. They really need to act like adults because this is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense that in America in 2025, this is how people are acting. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I cannot get with it. Because it makes us seem uncivilized. It really does make us seem uncivilized, and I don't get what the excitement is about this behavior. I don't. But next, what we doing next? We're gonna say you don't want to be touched by a doctor that's black. We going back to that, or you don't want to be touched by a doctor that's Asian or Middle Eastern or African or Caribbean. Is that what we going to? How far does this go before people say, "I chill, stop, that's enough"? How far does it go? That's what I need to know. I need to know how far it goes because right now this is going too far. And if this is not enough when the next election cycle comes around next year, if this is not enough for y'all to be like, you know what, this got to change, I don't know what is. Because it's a lot to be talking about right now. Matter of fact, it's too much to be talking about. And it's not the first time. This is the second time he's been in this position, and it's too much to talk about. Too much. And what's even crazier to me is everybody wants to start the conversation off with the Democrats. Obama, Biden. All right, Obama has not been in office for what? A while? Yeah. What's that, 2016 was when Obama was done? Y'all still blaming stuff on Obama? How about let's look at the present right now? Let's look at right now. Let's look at what's going on right now. This very minute. Let's talk about that. What you got on that? Holla at your boy. I mean, because that's more pertinent than what Obama or Biden did. And again, I know I'm drifting on the subject because it's just too much It's too much going on. We're about to find out how many people are about to lose their health care with this bill that they seemingly are passing. When that happens, what y'all going to do? When the rich get richer and you get nowhere, let's see how that goes. Let's see how that works out for people. But yeah, I really do not understand the fascination with the nonsense that is going on with this administration. If you understand it, please break it down to me. If you don't understand it, help me understand it. If you are turning a blind eye to it, tell me why. Because it affects us right now. But let's think about the next generation and the generation after that. Let's look at our kids and say, is this what I want my child to inherit in the next 5, 10, 15 years? Is that what we're looking at? I mean, help me understand. Help me understand it, because if that's what we doing, then that's sad. That's real sad. Real sad. But I'm going to break up off of here because this thing is acting up over here. I don't know why. I don't know why this thing is acting up over here. What? Come on, yo. Ay, ay, ay. All right. I'm out. This thing is acting up. Soul Touch of the Poet, King and I Life podcast. Holla at y'all. We ain't gonna be going like that. We're gonna bring it back because we got some talking to do. All right, peace. I'm out. Holla, holla, holla.